Hello, everybody. Uh, we practice. Oh, okay. Um, so we have a lot to cover today. I was thinking about the stream. This is obviously my first week, and it was a test for me to see if I could do it. I also noticed in the recordings because I looked at some of the recordings last night when I was trying to fix YouTube, which I still haven't been able to fix. However, I do have a process now for pulling the stuff and putting it on YouTube after, which isn't great, but for now, until I can figure out what I've messed up in regards to the capture, then that is fine. Let me move this. I want you moved. Moved. Okay. Um, so, yes, we're going to continue playing the games, but I was also thinking about what we're going to do forward. But let's get some housekeeping out of the way first. Shirt of the day, of course, we're going to go with that first, which is if I'm ever on life support, unplug me and then plug me back in and see if that works. I got this shirt a couple years ago and it made me laugh, but it also made me think. So why there's a lot of times when you hear about people that are on life support who are the unfortunately the families have been had to give up and they unplug them, but then they wake up. And I thought about this from a psychological standpoint and from a survival standpoint. And this shirt made me think, well, what if when you're on life support, your internal drive to survive, your internal fight to survive doesn't kick in, but when they unplug you, it does. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, maybe that's it, is when they unplug you, your internal mechanisms that fight to keep you alive kick back in and then you wake up. So, but I got this shirt because of that, and I love this shirt. But that is the shirt of the day. And why I like that shirt. It's probably one of the first, not one of the first, it's probably one of the, yeah, it's one of my favorite shirts, one of them. Moving on to movie of the day. The movie of today is Yojimbo. If you haven't seen this, it was made in 1961 from Kurosawa. And it's a crafty Ronin comes to a town divided by two criminal gangs and decides to play them against each other to free the town. This is a great movie. It is subtitled, but that's okay. And it will be added to the movies of the day. So we're going to add that in there, but that is the movie for today. Obviously, it's going to change every day. Hello, Father. I just left our brother's stream to say hello before I log off and go out into the world for adulting. Yeah, adulting sucks. I've done it. It's not something I recommend. I heard from your son. What did he say now? I heard from your son that you're now dad to about a few 100,000 people. As long as I don't have to pay child support for each one, I'm all good. I'll give them all the advice they need, all that stuff, but that's it. Just remind my son that if I have that many children, then his inheritance gets cut up between those children, and his inheritance goes down. Yeah, popped in to say Thor's Goblin Chat has adopted you as our dad. Okay. There seems to be a theme here. I now have thousands of children, and I didn't even donate to the sperm bank. That's not a good thing. Okay, moving on. To answer some of the questions that came up in the past, people asked about my Cobra. So here's my Cobra. I bought this Cobra in 1998 with my first big StarCraft check. I also bought a house. And I love this car. I had this car for 20 years. I just sold it in 2019. I miss it every day. The boys used to tease me and say, I want the car. I want the car. Jason reminded me, he tells a story of the fact that he wanted the car. He thought it was really cool. And then I took him for a ride in it, and it scared the hell out of him. And then he goes, I don't want this car. Because the car was extremely fast. I mean, you could be going 65, 70 on the freeway, just press your toe down a little bit and you're doing 135. So it was a scary car. It had a 428 Cobra Jet motor, Jaguar rear end and Jaguar and MG suspension, and it probably had between 600 and 700 horsepower, and it was a lot of fun. I told the story the other day of the fact I used to go in California, since I was born and raised in California. I lived in California. I used to take it and hunt Vipers, because the Viper car is a great car, but it has 420 horsepower and weighs about 3,000 pounds. I have 600 to 700 horsepower and weigh about 2,100 pounds. So it was fun to go scare the hell out of them. So that's me in the back of my first house with my car. And then the next question came up as to what is my setup here that we have that I'm sitting at right now. So this is my setup. It's quite elaborate. You know, we have my lights, cameras, microphones. Like I said, I'm running about 4 or 5 computers total, but this computer is a standalone computer. All it does is stream. It's completely disconnected from everything else. So I have a tendency to overdo when it comes to equipment, because I just love fidgeting with it. In fact, I might have to tear all this down in the next couple of weeks and put it back together, because one of the things I did is all five computers run on the same keyboard and mouse, and then I have switches and stuff like that for it. So that's a lot of fun, because I got tired of moving over here for this keyboard, moving over there for that keyboard type thing. Then someone asked about my PS5 setup. So here is my PS5 setup with my sled. Yes, the majority of the time, what I play on it is Gran Turismo, and I race at least once a day. It's a lot of fun. Unfortunately, though, the Gran Turismo 7, and I don't understand why, doesn't have a Cobra. This makes me very sad. I don't understand why it doesn't have a Cobra. It should have a Cobra. I know that the first Gran Turismo I played was it had a Cobra, so I don't know what happened. I don't know if Ford got mad at them or something, but Gran Turismo developers, please give me a Cobra back. I really want a Cobra back. Yeah. Let's see, what was that? Honestly, it's a lot cheaper than the gasoline. True, the Cobra got about 6 miles a gallon. So it wasn't, and if I had my foot into it, it would get about 2. You know, so it was a lot of fun. Well, compared to my car now, is right now I have a Lexus plug-in hybrid, and I had hybrids back then. I had gasoline hybrids back then, but this one is really amazing me, because the last time I put gasoline in it was July 8th. I've put 1,000 miles on the car since then, and I've only blipped one dot on the gas gauge. So I could go probably about 3,000 miles before having to put gas in again. But what I need to look up is how long can gas sit in a gas tank before it like separates or something weird happens to it. So, no, I've always had Lexuses. Even when I had my Cobra, I had RX 450 Lexus, and I had a CT200, CT200H, and the RX 450H with the Cobra. And it was always funny because people used to say, well, it definitely fits your 2 personalities. So we're either on go, or we're kind of taking it easy. There's no middle ground. We're either on or off. You see in the starting stream image, what figurines? Oh, in the starting stream? Well, let's go back and look. I think I have yeah. Okay, so we have some of them are behind me, but we have Kerrigan, we have Jim Raynor, we have the first Diablo one, which we got, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna paint it, and it's been literally now 30 years and I haven't painted it. We have the Gold Goblin, We have another, this is Tychus. This one is Arthas. This one is I can't see it very well, but I think it's a Diablo one. And then one of the first orc ones way back in the beginning, and then I've got to forget his name right now. But yeah, those are that. They're also in, let's see, no, I didn't change that. Well, sorry, I went to the wrong screen. So that's all that. Now, before we get started on the level that I kept screwing up yesterday on Lost Vikings, the name of the cat is Rocky. Before I get started on that, I'm going to talk about what we're going to start next week, because this was kind of a test this week to see if I could hold up and do this. And I think I've done pretty well, but for me, I really want it to be something that you guys are learning something from. So I had, when I first left Blizzard in 2014, there was a point in time when I had to basically what I call the 12-step program of leaving Blizzard, is I had to work through, number one, waking up in the morning and going, I don't have anywhere to go. So what I did, and number two was just missing Blizzard. Here, let me put this back on here. So what I started doing was I started writing things I remembered on Post-it notes, and I started putting them on the wall. And put them on the wall, and this went on for a few months, where every time something about Blizzard came up in my head, I would write it down, and I would put it on the wall, and then I wouldn't have to think about it. And those Post-it notes slowly turned as they went up, because I literally, in my house, I completely covered a wall with Post-it notes, and there's a picture of it somewhere, but I wasn't able to dig it up, but it's irrelevant now because I'm going to show you guys something else here in a second. But so I was looking at all the Post-it notes, and then I started breaking them up into years, like 1991 all the way down. So that led to me thinking, oh, damn, I just outlined a perfectly good book. And so I started writing the book based on the Post-it notes. And then I realized that I don't know how to write. And other people were writing books as well at the same time about Blizzard. So like even Play Fair, I'd talked with Jason over there who wrote Play Fair a couple times and gave him a bunch of stories and things like that he could use, I hope. You know, I know that he mentions me a couple times in the book, but that's okay. So then I thought, okay, well, how would I outline a book, and how would I get it across to not just about Blizzard, but about what went on with me, what I was thinking, what my life was before Blizzard, all that kind of stuff, so I could explain some of the things that I did. So what I came up with, and this is, hopefully this will work. Where did I put it? Oh, I think I need to drop this out. Okay, so we pop that on. So get ready for this, because you're going to see a madman's brain at work here. This is what I basically came up with, and this has been years in the making, but it's an outline of basically here's the basic breakdown: is early years, personal, corporate stuff, event stuff, jokes and funny, games, people, and then everything in this is color coded. So like this is all the early year stuff. This one is the early Blizzard stuff, you know, and then the games that we released at during those times that I could talk about in each chapter. So what I thought I would do is, yes, a lot of this stuff is written up. However, I'm better about talking about stuff than I am about writing it. So what I thought I would do is when we come back on Monday, I'm going to start using this as an outline of the things that I'm going to talk about on the streams. It's going to take quite a while because there's a lot of stories here and there's a lot of things here that are pretty cool, but it also talks about, when we're talking about games, it also talks about the games that we will work on, what we did, you know, even when we were working on Lost Vikings, we were also working on Rock and Roll Racing, Battle Chess, which was a port, Battle Chess 2, because we were porting a lot of stuff from games to to Windows 3.1, and then Lord of the Rings to Castles, Shanghai to Lexicross, sorry, Micro League Baseball. These were all the things that we were working on, as well as rock and roll racing and bikes and stuff. But we'll talk about all that stuff. Then we'll talk about all the developments, and then, but I've tried to put the games we worked on in the correct order to which everything else was happening. So, and then these are broken down into stories and things like that, things to talk about, stuff like that. This has not been edited in any way. It's just what the outline was when I started working on the book. Now, this program that this is set up in, this is just Miro. So anybody can have a Miro account. You can go in there and build whatever you want. This is also really good for like when you're trying to lay out your game, because you can lay out the chapters of your game and you can lay out the different layers of your game in something like Miro like this, and it gives you a nice little path to go by. But in this particular case, it was an outline for a book I was working on that I haven't finished, and that after reading Play Fair, I kind of think I need to finish, although it does send a shiver down the spines of some people at Blizzard, because I remember most everything, and it's a little scary. But that's why we have the book of 60,000 baby names, because when I tell some of the stories, I'm going to change names, and I'm not going to keep the same name for that individual through stories. I'm going to get new names for every story so that they're not interlinked together as the same name. Because I think that's fair. I mean, because in all honesty, a lot of these guys were kids when most of this stuff happened, and they've grown into some of the best humans I've ever met, which I think is great. You know, but everybody makes stupid mistakes, and if you're going to be held accountable for every stupid mistake you've ever made, then none of us are worth anything, and I'm not going to deal with that. So that's the goal. Now on to today. I hope that made sense. If it doesn't make sense, let me know. And just so you know, I decided to do this because I want to answer all your guys' questions, but I also want to have a theme going through the whole podcast, or the whole stream. Podcast. Why do I call it a podcast? Weird. This whole stream, so that it's not reliant on you guys asking questions for me it's me actually going through and telling the stories of who we were, are, and are going to be type thing. Okay, so someone put on here, new questions, and then there's nothing there. Okay. What is the first third? Okay, that's an old question. I do not mind answering the same question twice at this point. I'll probably get fed up with that later, but right now I don't mind that. Did you have a good day? I always have a good day. Yeah, I'm pretty blessed most of the time. Do I have a voice? I think it's a little pitchy, but my understanding from Thor is that the longer I do this, the deeper my voice will become. So you should post your Twitch streams on YouTube. I have, so people can watch them later. Yeah, I did last night. In fact, the 3 successful streams we've had, I posted to YouTube last night. If you look in videos, they're there. Let's see. I tried yesterday, but it was late last night when I put them in. But you wanted to know if you had any advice. Oh, yes. The medications that I use when I'm sick, I think I have, where did I put them? They're basically tree hugger medications, but they work. You know, one of them, let me see if I can get this down here. And it's stuff by the same company. And it's, this is the stuff that I use for flu, but they make stuff for everything. So they have that, and then they have cold calm, And there's stuff that you basically, I call them tree hugger stuff because it's stuff you just put the tablets on your tongue and let them melt, you know. But these ones work. I found them about 10 years ago, and they're really good, you know. No, I was not able to recover the first stream. It's gone. First stream, it is gone. I was able to get Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and then I'll be able to get today's. I'm still struggling with YouTube to get it live in the moment, but they are. I did put, like I said, I did post them last night because I had to figure out how to capture them at the same time that we're streaming them, then be able to post them later. Loving today's t-shirt. Cool. I will put it up on the stream a little bit later because that takes me a little bit of time to do that. And we're going to be playing Lost Vikings here in a minute. So I'm going to see if I can get past that damn bubble. Very sad. What's very sad? Oh, about the loss of the first show. Yeah. Well, sometimes it's good. One thing I always tell people, like writers and stuff like that, or people that are just putting stuff together, go ahead and do the first chapter and then keep going. And then when you get to the very end, go back and rewrite or throw away the first chapter and write it again. The reason why is because you got better at telling the story by the end. And you may go back and read the first chapter and go, oh my God, how the hell did I write this? I always listen to music while working on my stuff. What I would like to know is what kind of music you listen to while working, if any. It depends. If I'm studying, I'll listen, and I said this yesterday or a couple of days ago, is when I'm studying, I listen to Baroque music, which is like Handel or things like that, old classical stuff that gets my brain into an alpha or a theta state. That helps it so you can remember more. When I'm just hanging out, it could be anything, absolutely anything. I listen to a lot of like 80s music. I listen to a lot of 70s rock and roll, you know. Those kind of things are always fun. Could let Twitch be. Yeah, like I said, I figured out. Are you familiar with? Yes, I've listened to some of someone asked about binaural beats because it sounds like you are. Yeah, I've listened to some of them. The problem I have with them sometimes is that though they're helping you sometimes with a specific thing, they're sometimes messing up other things that you actually want to keep. So I stopped using them. Because it's not just about what you're trying to do with them. It's about what other parts of you is it changing. Also with the self-hypnosis stuff and stuff like that, I really need to look at whatever script is supposed to be underneath those, because I want to be able to remove parts that I don't want in there. And right now you just get the finished product and you don't really get to like adjust it. But by the same token, because of I know about how to use audio editors and stuff like that, I can build my own anyway. So sometimes I do that, and then listen to them while I'm falling asleep. Just set them to where they play on my iPad, and then my iPad turns off after they're finished playing. But that could be anything. That could be any kind of music or stuff like that. Anything to kind of take my mind off of overthinking things while I'm falling asleep. I have someone's asked if I play any instruments. I play instruments. I'm assuming he means instruments. I fool around, but technically it is playing, not playing. So I'm not good at it. So okay, you're Mr. Hall and Thor is Junior. No, Thor's Mr. Hall too. I got to give him equal or better rating. That's just the way it is. He's a good guy. Thank you, All Father. I'm gonna play. I'm wondering, play or DM? Neither anymore. There's a couple games that I like to play, but they're all like solo single player games. I don't D&D anymore. Freeman, by the way, do you play an instrument? Like I said, there's a difference between playing and playing, and for me, it's me playing with blocks on an instrument as opposed to me playing songs. How about that? So, what would you recommend getting in Theta and Beta? Well, I would definitely look at the Handels and anything from the Baroque era. You'll find very very helpful when you're learning and when you're trying to learn something or you're studying or stuff like that. There was an old book, and I'll have to see if I can find it because I don't even know if it even exists anymore. But I found it. It was published back in the beginning of time. It had to be in the 90s. It was called Super Learning, and it talked about studies that were done and for all kinds of brain things, for learning and all kinds of stuff. And it puts out a pattern of how to, what kinds of musics to use, what kind of things that the studies had shown. But it may have just been, because I haven't read it probably in 30 years, but it, maybe I can look it up. It gives you different ways of studying that make your brain happy, for lack of a better way to put it. And I used to give this book out all the time to people, but I don't, like I said, I don't know if it exists anymore. Oh, here's what it does exist, and it's $14. Here, let me see if I can get it on. No, it's one of those books that you can't get like from it. Like, does it have it on Amazon? Oh no, the newer versions on Amazon. The one that I read was this one. And I am not advertising any websites or anything like that, so don't hold me to that. Ah, okay, I'm not good at this. Let's go here. Yeah, not sure if you can see me doing this, but let's see. We'll go here. Yeah, so this is what the book looks like. Is it looks like this, but it gives you all of the ways for developing memory, developing learning and stuff like that. Because I'm a big proponent of learning. Love me some learning. I will learn every day if I could, and I can, so I do. You know, anytime you stop learning, you're in big trouble. So that is that book, and I'll put it up. I'll put it up in the reading list. Right now we have two things in there. I'll put that one up in there too. Oh, which reminds me, we were talking about the 180 rule for filming yesterday, and I remembered that I have a book. I know you're going to be surprised. I have a book. And where did I put it? Ah, I don't know where I put it. I didn't throw it on the ground. Oh well, I'll find it later. But there's another book I'll put up. It's called Directing Shot by Shot, and it's really good for teaching for explaining the techniques and things like that for filmmaking and storytelling. That is really weird because I had it right here because I was looking it up. Okay, it's one thing when you have things all over your office. You have things all over your office. We will be cleaning the office this weekend, so we will get to that. Let's see. We're going to the question section here real quick. Recommend getting okay. Yeah, look for that Super Learning book. The dark covered one, not the newer light covered one. You can probably buy both, and because they may have new techniques in the new one that are better. But currently rewriting company harassment policy. All right, gotta get some work done. Currently rewriting company's harassment policy. I'm so sorry. That cannot be fun. All right, back to where we were. Back to hey, Lost Vikings. Let me take a drink here. The name of the book is Super Learning. Now, before we go, I'm going to mention, because someone asked, this is my cup. When I worked at 6 Foot, in fact, it says 6 Foot on the bottom of it, I took my team and we went to the Mad Potters and did pottery stuff. So, because it was a good, fun field trip out for everybody. And so this was the one that I made. I call it Lucy's Folly. And it's the first of the decapitation series where Lucy and Charlie Brown decapitates Charlie Brown. You know, and my plan was to make a whole series of them, you know, because you can do the obvious ones like Eddard Stark and things like that. So you can paint cups in all these different styles and designs of people that could be decapitated. So I thought that one, this one is, I like this one because we made a bunch of stuff as a team. Everybody went and painted ceramics and stuff like that, and then they put them in the kiln and burned them up for us. But I use this one for my daily coffee and water and stuff like that. So my team at 6 Foot back in Houston, I still have the cup. I still love you guys greatly. You were a great team. You know, I hope everybody's being successful, which they usually are. So here we go. Where were we yesterday? I believe this was the level we were on yesterday. The machine kind of went out, but I think I got us back on the right one. Good grief. Yes, exactly. That is my point exactly. Good grief. I guess Lucy just finally won. That's all I'm saying. But like I always say, is you have to find humor in everything, because if you don't find humor in everything, you're gonna be miserable most of the time. And I don't like being miserable. I like thinking of funny stuff. Am I on the wrong level? I may be on the wrong level. Oh well, we'll finish this one up anyway. Boop, boop, boop. I think I'm on the right one. For some reason, the system did not save our level from yesterday. Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, get back up there. Yeah, this is the wrong level. We're supposed to be on the next one, but it's always something. But we'll finish this one. Watch your son and you at the same time. Oh, please don't do that. Your poor mind will explode. Because let's get way down low in here and say, okay, we're going to watch each other together. Look, he's an amazing fellow. I'm an amazing fellow. Are we both amazing? Nobody knows. But we're here and we're together. If between the two of us, you have to make a choice, always watch him. He's a lot more entertaining than I am. Yeah, so I cannot argue that. I will not argue that. Come on. Boom. Okay. Olaf is usually the one that dies first, so he's going to take that one. He's going to stop this guy. We're going to get Balog down. Doop. The must mean enjoys year round. Joy. Your joy. That must mean joy all year round. Yes and no. It is an anagram of my name. So if you look at Joy Ray, your joy is all the same letters. Is it on Switch online? I don't know. I thought you were on. I thought so too. We were on the first level with the bubbles, but for some reason, when I turned this machine back on this morning, it put me on this level. So it may not have registered the bubble level, which is, I believe, the next level. If not, then I'll shut the machine down and we'll start over and see if we can enter the bubble level code. Because I didn't write down the code because I'm a moron. So yeah, because there's definitely no bubbles on this level. Let's see. Yeah, but you can't chat. Too much people. Nothing against the stream. Well, that's why I want to do the use my outline as the things to talk about. It's because I can't chat with absolutely everybody and cover everything and play at the same time. However, if I use the outline, I can look at the outline and then it'll give me the story to talk about while I'm playing, and then I can tell those stories. She was jealous. Oh yeah, that kitchen. I'll get a picture of that kitchen, but every single female that sees that kitchen says, "Oh my God, I want that kitchen now." And the part that they don't know about looking at that picture is right behind the refrigerator. There's a little butler's kitchen too. So there's another sink, there's another dishwasher, all that stuff, and all kinds of cupboards and stuff. So yeah, that kitchen, when I built that kitchen, I'm just like, everything I think of for a kitchen went in there. And everybody always asks me, well, why didn't you put the island in? I didn't put the island in because the peninsula, which I call the peninsula. Let me go back to the image here. Turn that off, turn this on. So this peninsula was so long, and what you don't see on the other side is all the bar stools. There's 8 bar stools on the far side of the over where you see the roll of paper towels. There's 8 bar stools because the kitchen's raised. There's 8 bar stools on the other side of that. But I'll pull a full kitchen image later. But what the new owners did to the kitchen, because they painted all the cabinets white, all that stuff, and it looks amazing. You know, they did a really, really good job on it. I'm actually kind of jealous, but we'll get there. Let's see what's up here. I may have missed something. I apologize. Jealous of the kitchen and how clean it was. Oh, yeah, I keep a clean kitchen. Our little toddler. Yeah, toddlers do that. Toddlers will mess your house up. Like I always say, you'll spend 2 years trying to get them to walk and talk, and the rest of their lives trying to get them to sit down and shut up. You know, as proven by Thor, who talks 12 hours a day and kind of always has. Well, I got really lucky because the house, when I bought that house, which was my second house, it had really nothing had been done to it since it was built in the 70s. And I got the opportunity to, that one big room didn't exist when I moved in. I had 6 rooms torn out to make that one big room. And that one big room, all told, when you go around the corner and all that stuff, was 1,800 square feet just for that room. That includes the kitchen, the living room, the dining room, and then the playroom, because there used to be a playroom on the other side, because it had a there's a double-sided fireplace over around the corner there. So one side was the fireplace next to the dining room. So you're dining, you could have a fire while you're dining or eating. And then the other side was just a small TV room for, like, if you had guests over that weren't watching the main TV in the living room. They could watch TV in the side room if they wanted to watch something else. It worked out really good when we had, though, as I said, I don't do sports. I did have an annual Super Bowl party, but it was more about just having friends come over and hang out. I never actually watched the game, though everybody else did. So, but we could have the game on in in every room, and people could kind of break up and go wherever they wanted to watch the game. And or we would also have game nights where we literally there'd be games everywhere. I think you can see it in that image is back here in the back there, between the pictures and the kitchen. There's two full-size countertop high tables, because I like the high tables with high chairs and stuff like that, so you're not like sitting on the floor. But you could break those up and put them in any configuration for game night. And so all your friends could come over and you could rearrange those tables to where you could sit 12 people, or you could, okay, this is not going to be good. You could sit 12 people, or you could just have like 5 or 6 games going just there. And then you could also have games like in the living room and throughout the house. So, but it was a fun house. I really love that house. But what the new owners did with it after I sold it in 2019, they've done amazing work on it. I'm just like, oh my God, that's so cool. Although there's times I want to go back and just walk through the house, because what they did with the upstairs bathroom, I can't figure out, because there was not that much room up there to do what they did. So I know they didn't add to the house. I know they didn't add footage to the house, but how did they do it? You know, so those are the questions old owners think about. But when I go on, okay, yeah, we did this level. Hopefully this is the bubble one. It should be. If I'm replaying levels, I completely apologize. I did have to replay a couple when we first started, because things messed up and the first show didn't get recorded. But yeah, it looks like we're a couple levels back. Oh wait, no, this might be it. Maybe? No, I don't know. It's been a long time. I'm a dumbass. Oh, let's see. Let me look over here real quick before we continue. Yeah, open floor plans are always nice. They're tad expensive too. Another thing I did with that house that I loved was it had solar panels. I put because the cost of electricity was about $600 a month in that for that house. So I had solar panels put on, and basically what ended up happening is at the end of the first year, Edison owed me money, which I'm just like, oh my God. You know, so the solar panels covered all of the electric that I needed, plus Edison had to pay me some money back, which I thought, wow, cool. Electric company paid me, you know, so that was something I liked. I like that. There are 3 controllers on the table. Did you? Yeah, we played everyone. For that particular house, the boys would come over because, okay. Jason's probably told this story, or Thor's probably told this story in regards to my moving out. Because when Activision and Blizzard merged, they had to release, when any company merges, any old stocks and stuff like that have to be has to be issued out and paid out and all that stuff. And so I was talking to my financial advisor about buying a condo for the boys to have. And he said, why? He goes, that's not going to give you enough tax deductions to help you. So he goes, why don't you go buy you a big house? And I'm like, what do you mean a big house? He goes, you go buy a big house. You make enough, go buy a big house, and then do that. And I was talking to my ex-girlfriend at the time, and she goes, and we were talking about what would happen if I moved out and left the boys there, you know? And she goes, why would you do that? I go, I bet you they would never notice. And so we got a bet. And so I went looking for houses. I found the house you just saw. I bought the house and I started moving in. Now, I didn't hide that I was moving, but teenage boys don't pay attention. So I moved completely out of the house, including moving the Cobra up to the new house, and was living in the new house. And I got a phone call about 2 weeks later. And it was Jason, or Thor's brother, Mini Thor. And he said, Dad, there's no food in the house. I went, no, there's food in the house. He goes, I'm in the kitchen right now. There's no food. I'm like, I'm in the kitchen right now. There's plenty of food. He goes, where are you? And I go, I'm at my house. He goes, what do you mean your house? I go, you're in the kitchen, right? He goes, yeah. I go, my bedroom doors are right there at the bottom of the stairs. Are they wide open? He goes, yes. Have you looked in there lately? He goes, no. I go, you walk by it every day. Look inside. He goes, there's nothing in that room. I go, yeah. I moved out 2 weeks ago. I just won a bet. So I am the first adult that I know of that has successfully moved out on their children and they didn't know it. Now, when I say children, they were both over 18. They were both, legal age, all that kind of stuff. They were all, I'm not saying I left babies sitting on the floor. No, you don't do that. But yeah, I moved out on them and they didn't notice until they needed food. Then they noticed. Was it due to design trying to make a game longer, or do you guys? Okay, let me try to understand this question. I've been playing Lost Vikings again because of you, the man, and man, it's hard, very unforgivingly at times. Yes, it is. Any insights on why SNES era games are noticeably difficult? Well, that's just it. That was the best part about them. They did not go easy on the player. I love these games because of that. Even now, I mean, when I first started, I said the truth. I hadn't played these games since we made them. In fact, most of the games other than WoW, I haven't played since we worked on them. Which is going to make it fun when I get to the other games. But what you'll notice, or what I've noticed, even going back and looking at them, is games are getting easier and easier. It wasn't due to design limitations. It's just that they were cool puzzles. Because the question was it due to design limitations trying to make the game longer, or are you guys just all sadistic? We're not sadistic. All games back then were difficult. They have gotten easier over time. I like the fact that they were difficult. They should be. The perfect example what the person just said on the questions thing. Games should be difficult. That's why he loves 90s games. But that's true. Games are not supposed to be. They're supposed to challenge you. They're supposed to put you, make you uncomfortable. They're supposed to. That's what they're there for. Because life ain't gonna go, oh, I'm gonna make it easy on you. Life doesn't work that way. We're gonna make games that challenge you. Or there was a game that I used to like. It was called The Incredible Machine, and it was literally just puzzles made out of all kinds of stuff. And I don't know if it even exists anymore, but I used to love this game. And all it was basically, if you've ever played the game Mousetrap, it was a bunch of puzzles based on the theory of Mousetrap, which was that you put all kinds of weird shit together, and then at the end you end up solving a puzzle, you know, or moving a balloon to the next level or something like that. It was all, oh shit. And I'm talking and I'm dying. So, but yeah. The Incredible Machine was a great game. Someone just said that they had but I'm surprised it doesn't exist anymore. That makes absolutely no sense to me that it doesn't exist anymore. And whether it's the company, I don't know what company made it, but it was just a really fun game. We need to bring Baylock back and go back. I think we're 2 levels back. Almighty Thor, great and powerful Thor, please bring Baylock back to us. Thank you. Okay. Oh, he said it was Sierra. But yeah, that game, I would play that game for hours and hours and hours. And if they made it today or re-released it today, I would play it for hours and hours and hours again. It was a really fun game. And it's just a whole bunch of separate puzzles that were extremely difficult. It wasn't like you just go in and boom, done. But it was, oh, cool. You remember watching this? Let's see if we can. Is that the same? Okay, cancel that. Go back. Let's see if I can just grab the link here and then go to it. Copy, making copies. Yep, yeah, that was dumb. Incredible Machine, where are you at? Okay, I'm not seeing it. No big deal. But if you can find a copy of it, get it and play it. It was a very fun game. Yeah. Haha. Let's see if we can find it this way. But some of the games in it were just like, get the balloon to the other side, you know, but it was probably my favorite game from that era. It was before there were like the cat one and the other ones. It's just like, oh, so complicated. It was based on, I forget the name of the guy, but yeah, I love that game. Sorry, let's get back to this. Don't want to get in trouble with the Twitch police for not playing the game I said I'm playing. Okay. I am trying to catch all the questions that come up, and I apologize if I don't get them immediately. Have you played some of the comment games? I don't know which games they are, so let me look it up here. Let's take a look. Games. So, no, I have not. I see advertisements all the time for them on when I'm playing Diggy's Adventure, but no, I haven't played them. So, because to me, I don't usually go. Yeah, that's funny. Raz 1230 says, Incredible Machine was my first game and I'm an engineer now. So that's how good the game was. Tendency these days for players to want to acquire stuff. Yeah, well, that's just it. Frantic Shanty? If I pronounce your names wrong, sorry. I know that Thor finds it quite hilarious the way I pronounce some of people's tag names. But what Frantic Shanty wrote was, seems like there's a tendency these days for players to want to acquire stuff so they can show off, not so much about the challenge before. Therefore, you get pay to win. Yeah, I was talking about something similar to this the other day, and let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I spelled this right. I may not. Okay, is this the right one? Boop, 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 boop. Let me see if I can full screen this because I don't want to advertise somebody else's website. Like an idiot. Cookie this for me. Okay, let's go back to screen capture. Let's see if we can capture this. Okay, so we were talking about Maslow's hierarchy of human drives, and of course it just disappears the second time. Okay, I do not like that. Okay, we'll just look at this one here. So these are the basic things that people, I want to get this one here, but it just will not go over that far. What if I moved? No, that's not going to do it. Okay, we'll see what we can see. Okay, so there's certain things that we as humans like kind of need, or that drives us to achieve or drives us to do things. And Maslow came up with a pyramid of needs, which is self-actualization, which means achieving one's full potential, including creative activities. So being creative is one. Prestige and feeling of accomplishment. That's another one. Another one of intimate relationships and friends. And then the next one is safety needs like security, physical needs like water, rest, and like collecting things. The problem we have is the majority of the games go into the collecting things or acquiring things part more than anything else. And very few of them balance out the five needs. If you can get the five needs balanced out in your games will be more attractive to more people because they'll be able to fulfill what they see as what drives them. Let me see if I can find a better one. What's this one? Yeah, so self-actualization, importance, belonging, security, and survival. So survival falls under the collecting and stuff like that. But yeah, but those are the things. But if your game that you're playing now just gives you stuff to show off, where does that fit in here? You know, it falls under belonging. It also falls under self-actualization and importance. These are the things. Are you you're engaged enough that you're important enough that people are going to pay attention? You know, so if you're designing a game, look at Maslow's drives, what the human drives are, and then figure out how to balance those drives in your game to where you can get as many of them in your game so that more people will play. More people play your game and get fulfillment out of it. I hope that made sense. I kind of like burned through it real quickly. Okay, let's see. Yes, it's Maslow's stages of human motivation, as well as it's also called human drives and things like that. It's called different things depending on which psychologist wrote whatever it is you're reading. So, but keep with those when you're game designing, and your game will go farther. More people will want to play your game. More people will feel connected to your game, and they won't really be able to explain why. It's okay. Almost everyone says my name as Shanty, although okay, I apologize. Okay. Yeah. I apologize for saying your name wrong. I say everybody's name wrong. It's not a personal thing. It's that I'm stupid. And let me rephrase that. Okay, and we'll cover this probably starting on Monday when we start talking through my outline. I was born blind. I did not learn to read and write till I was 9 years old, and 9 and 10 years old, because I was blind. Then born that way and lived that way for 9 years. I was taught to read and write very quickly. So when I'm reading new words or new things, I don't always pronounce them right. It's not a bad thing on you guys. It's that I'm an idiot. So please forgive any misspeaking of names and things like that. It's the way it is. It's not personal. It's not anything against you personally. It's that I can't read I can't connect the words to the proper phonemes to say the word correctly all the time. I'm just not that way. Okay, what's happened? Okay, and I told the story the other day, but what happened at age 9 is my mom had taken my brother and sister to the eye doctor for their annual checkup, and I was left in the car because there was no reason for me to go to the eye doctor. But it was the end of the 60s, beginning of the 70s, so you could leave your child in the car and it was okay, as long as you didn't leave the keys in it, because we have a tendency to touch stuff and push pedals and stuff like that. So while my brother and sister were in the eye doctor had looked out the window and saw me sitting in the car, and he goes, "Well, is that your son? Is that also one of your children sitting in the car?" And she goes, "Yes, but he can't see, so we didn't make an appointment for him." He goes, "Well, bring him up. Let me take a look." So she took me upstairs. She took me into his office, and he looked at my eyes. He goes, "Do you know his pupils aren't open?" And she goes, "Well, I don't know why he's blind. He's just blind." And he goes, "We could put drops in his pupils, in his eyes, and see if we can get his pupils to dilate and see if he can see, because he may be able to see. It's just his pupils aren't open." So he put drops in my eyes and got them to open a bit, and I could see, but everything was blurry, and I didn't know vision, so I didn't know what was going on, but they did this for a couple weeks, where they go in and dilate my eyes until they would stay open enough on their own. So if you ever meet me in person, I have extremely small pupils, which causes some problems. So there's like if you're in an office and it's all, even with all the lights on, if you look under your desk where it's shady and there's no light, you can see it. You can see under that desk. I can't, because not enough light gets into my eyes to be able to see that. So wherever I am, there is always close by, and everybody that knows me knows this, I have a flashlight somewhere. I also have the flashlight on my phone, of course. But if in past girlfriends have had to do this, which is just funny because it's just automatic for some of them, is if we walk into a dark room, or if we walk into a darker room, they will just automatically come over and grab my arm to make sure that I don't run into something. Because there's times when my pupils get very, very small. They don't ever get as wide open as everybody else's does, but they get very, very small at times, and I can't see in dark rooms. So it's been like that forever. I've learned to deal with it. I've learned to keep, like I said, flashlights with me, things like that. But my sight is not a struggle anymore. It's just I'm just used to it. So, but yeah. So, but because of that, they taught me how to read and write and do all that stuff in the period of like a year and a half, and I didn't get the full education everybody got in regards to reading and writing and pronunciations and things like that. But what I did get was the ability to visualize things in my head while I was blind. So when I started learning 3D back in the 80s, it was easier for me to visualize the shapes in my head of what I had to build than anybody else, apparently, because I could visualize how things were put together. And then when I went to the computer to build them in 3D, it it seemed very easy to me as how everything went together and pieced together. But that fared me very, very well. I've had my eyesight, and I still struggle with reading English. Yeah, English is weird. What will really mess you up is going back and forth between the UK and the US, because they have, yes, the same words, but there's extra letters in there sometimes, like color and color. There's a lot of that kind of stuff. And yes, it is quite funny that I was born with no eyesight, yet my whole existence and job has been about visual interaction with humans. So that's funny. Let's see. Honestly, I've written. Okay, so I think we're caught up on that. What's down here? Did you ever play the Ultimate Series? It's Ultima Series. You're playing them again? No, I haven't played them. If I think the Ultima Series is a first-person shooter, I can't play first-person shooters because my left eye will, between the two of them with first-person shooters, it gives me vertigo. So if you look at my lenses, one of them is like basically pulls my eye way out. It's because my vision is still not great, but it gets me through the day. It is great to hear that the doctor was able to actually. Yeah, I thought he was a pretty nice guy. But the first time I got glasses, that was the big one, because yes, they got my pupils to open, but my vision was fucked. Because before my last surgery, which was in 1984, my glasses were twice as thick as they are now. So it was very, what's the name of that show? That doesn't matter. Okay, back to this. And yes, we have determined that we are one level behind where we were yesterday. So this one, I thought I wrote down. Okay, well, whatever. We're here. We're here. We're now. We're here. We're now. We're rock and roll. Yep. Come along, Eric. Whoa. Let it go too quick. Okay. Let's see if he can jump up here without dying. Grab the tomato. One tomato, please. Eric? No, we want Balog. Balog, come with me. We need to discuss your pay raise. You will not be receiving a pay raise today. We have decided to let you go. God, I am so stupid sometimes. Eric, give Balog a tomato. Thank you. Balog? Or Olaf? Eat the tomato. I meant Olaf. Trust me, I know who they are. Yeah, the code is bubbles, and I get that, but the problem is that the Retcon 5 control game system does really bizarre stuff and doesn't always let me start at the beginning. It won't bring up the main menu to where I can enter the actual game code. So it looks like I had to start on this level, and it's annoying, but it's there. So I think we're only one level behind. I thought it was going to be quicker than this. I did not expect to die a miserable death. Come on, stop rolling. Rocking and a rolling, splishing and splashing over the horizon. What can it be? Did I? Yeah, I did. Okay. Looks like it's going to be a free country. Okay, incredible machine. Got that. Everything good here. Okay. Okay, jump down. Jump down, turn around, make it. I was thinking of movies last night that I should put up for movies of the day. And it made me go back and watch a couple movies last night that I'm just like, okay, I love that movie. But also realizing that some movies that I like from the 70s and 80s and stuff like that maybe felt inappropriate to some people. And damn, come on. Do it. I cannot lose this level. So, as I put them up, you know, make your own decision whether you want to watch them or not. I think that all the movies I'm going to put up are really great movies and stuff like that. They may not be for everybody, and I'm all good with that. But I hope that you give them a chance and think about, and while you're watching them, realize what they were at in their time. Because we didn't have a lot of how people think about stuff now back then. And no offense was ever meant. You just made what you thought was cool stuff. You know, it's just like old games. Here's where we were. We are on the right level because this is where we kept dying last time. And luckily, I have little or no power. Okay. At least now we know we're on the right level. Best I can do. I'm taking a brief moment because I know that once I start trying to get in these bubbles, it's going to irritate the hell out of me. I'm going to throw the controller, and we go back to the conversation earlier. All games back then were hard. They were supposed to be hard. You were not supposed to get them the first time. You know, so what we're going to do is we're going to take Olaf all the way up to the top. I'm pretty sure we can do that without messing anything up. What we'll do is we'll walk him over here. Okay, well, we'll leave him here. Eric needs to go, and he's the hardest one to get on these things because he moves so fast. Because you can jump up. Okay, good. Almost missed it. Eric needs to get the blue key. But I think I need Balog's arrows to... No, I don't. Oh, I need it for that. Is there something? There's the yellow key. Okay, so I will need Olaf down here. Shield up. I will need him down here so we can get the yellow key. The odds of me killing him are great. So what we'll do... Okay. Walk him closer. We will have him hand the key to Eric. Oh, Eric's not close enough. Eric, come over here. He's got one thing. Okay, we're going to switch. We're going to have Olaf hand Eric the key, and Eric hand Olaf the shield. That'll give Olaf an extra life point. Then we will exit out. Olaf will eat the shield. Now he has 2 points. Eric will take the yellow key and go down here and jump over there. Open that up. He will get the blue key. He will jump back. He will head over here so that the fireball's out of the way. Olaf will wait for the fireball and then walk this way. And, oop, aha, missed me. All right. We are now technically farther than we've been on this level. My good sir, do you also have a folder, Tasteful Nudes? Noodles, people, noodles. No. What was the name of it? The system you used for the whole thing. What was the name? Okay. I missed part of the conversation somewhere, so I don't know what he's asking the name of. The code is Bubbles. That's where we're at now. I don't know. You'll beat it this time. More than likely, but if not, then it's the Retron 5. I have a lot of trouble with the Retron 5 in regards to how it uses the memory in its system and moving around its menu system in regards to playing the Super Nintendo games. Now, for some reason, it tells me that the memory doesn't work and everything's gone. But then it will always it usually restarts me on the level I'm on. But for some reason, between yesterday and today, it didn't. It decided that where we left off yesterday, which is this level here, wasn't correct. But I had to take the memory disk out of it. I'm going to go ahead and get Balog off right here, because I don't think we need that to exit. I think we can exit without getting the meat up there, or the... Thought I was going to fall, didn't you? Well, so did I. Want to hear it? Here it goes. All right, now we should be able to... Yeah. Open the door and see all the people. Okay, I don't trust this. Balog or Olaf, come here. It cannot be this easy. I may be on the wrong levels. No? Well, I can get the smart bomb. Let's get the smart bomb. Oh. Well, that was stupid. Okay. That means Olaf should have put his shield up and stepped underneath it. Okay, that's a new thing. We're going to go up here. Go all the way back up. Bring Olaf all the way up. We did not get the smart bomb because we did not think to put Olaf underneath there quickly, because I didn't realize that puzzle was there. Yeah, like I said, after 30 years, you forget shit. Okay, we need Balog. Balog, come forth. Kill the caveman. You must kill the caveman. Do not let him kill us. You must kill him. Come on. Come on. Ready to roll out. Thor Dad, Odin Allfather. Jeez. I wish I could watch more, but I'm at work. Yeah, don't screw your job up for this. I like how difficult games were back in the day. They were challenging, but the fun was overcoming those challenges. Absolutely. Too many creators are now overly concerned with barriers. Well, what it is I like that I fail 1,000 times on something, but but the second I get through it, I like that even more, because you're just like, wow, I overcame it. I figured it out. It wasn't easy. And that's how the original Super Nintendo and all the original Ataris, all those games, they were not easy games. And when you accomplish something, yes, you had a right to go out to your friends and say, I beat that. I'm so surprised. Okay. I'm surprised the bubbles held you up, Olaf. Watch it. I'm very sensitive about my weight. How did I manage to get stuck with these two? Yes. The banters. Okay, I could watch David single outside the break. Okay. Did you ever play Sega games? Yes, of course. Everybody played Sega games. In fact, Bubbles is what we're on now. We were on the level before Bubbles. Because this is the one that there's a huge lake and you have to ride the bubbles across. So you got to jump from bubble to bubble. So, question again. Sega. Yeah, everybody played Sega games. It was just, my friend had a Sega system. I did not, of course. Have you played Monster Bash on PC? No, I have not. Nobody could finish him. There were games that nobody could finish. Well, absolutely. But if even one of them was capable of finishing it, all of you guys would have held him as a god. It's just like the old things in the arcades is the high score in the arcades. That was a coveted spot to be. And not everybody could do it, and not everybody was capable. That was the thing. I like hard games. The game that I'm writing, it has aspects that are easy, but it also has aspects that are hard. There's also a good and bad sense to it that changes the game. So it's we'll talk about it one day. I'm not ready to talk about it yet, but eventually, yeah, we're gonna make some cool stuff. Okay. Did I just set him up to die? Not possible. Well, no, we're all good. Okay. Boop. Boop. Because this guy can't get off, we can. Yeah. Yeah, I think I was just being stupid there. See, here's the bubbles, and you got to jump from bubble to bubble before they pop to get to the other side, but we need to clear this side first. Oh, the red ones. The red ones are terrible. Balog, bring your sword. We want the sword this time. Yeah. Beep. Actually, we'll let Balog get this one. Okay, now the main part of this one. We'll take Olaf first, because if he gets in trouble, he can float. So we can float him into a bubble, and we can float him to the next bubble, and then we can float him into death. The thing I forget is bubbles, they're slippery. There's a question on the board that says, not sure you can answer this, but how close was StarCraft Ghost to being finished? You know what? I don't know. All I know is that there were huge pieces of it that weren't fun yet, and I'm not sure how long it would have taken to make it a true Blizzard product. So I don't know. I'm sure that there's developers that actually worked on it at not Condor. Condor was Diablo. Swinging Ape, which became Blizzard Console. If there's people out there that were on that team, they could probably answer that. You know, my job was making commercials and cinematics and stuff like that. So at that time, oh, sorry, we need to get Olaf back. Give up, yes. Oh, mighty Thor, please give us Olaf back. Thank you. Yes, I'm going to try to do that every time until it gets funny, because it's not funny yet. It's actually kind of sad. And if my Thor could bring people back to life, I would be very worried as to who he would choose. If that makes sense. Makes sense to me. Oh, let's just take him up there. Okay, is your... I see you're taking Thor's audience. Yeah, he and I had a conversation in regards to... Because I'm like, well, when can I stream when it doesn't disturb your audience? And he goes, Dad, it doesn't work that way. He goes, look, all streamers are here to support all other streamers. You know, you set your time, you figure out when you want to do it, when you want to stream, and then just stream. You know, I'm gonna still stream my 12 hours a day or whatever, and if you stream for whatever time you stream, people can go back and forth. But he goes, I want to support you in every way I can. So, and I expect you to support me in every way you can. And I go, you got it. You know, so I picked a time. I picked a 2.5 hour time window to come and talk with you guys and play games. And starting next week, it's going to be a little bit more formal, the things that I talk about, as opposed to just waiting for questions. And hopefully that'll lead to more questions. And then as a community, we'll grow and become something, or just be a place for me to go and vent every day. Shirt movie of the day will be posted after stream. Yes, I am one person. I do not have a team, so I will post those right after the stream. The shirt of the day is here. Let's go back for those that missed it, because we're doing okay on this, so we're going to come here. The shirt of the day is the one I have on, which is if I'm ever on live support, unplug me, then plug me back in and see if that works. And the movie of the day is Yojimbo, which is a Kurosawa movie, which is one that everybody should watch. And it was also made or released the year I was born, so that's always fun, in 1961. So, yay. So that's where we are on that. Caught up on that. Both is good. True. That's how it works. Okay. Yeah, so though I'm not new to Thor, I am new to streaming and the streaming echo cycle. And so far, everybody that I've talked to in regards to streaming and stuff like that has been very friendly, very helpful. I really have no complaints. I mean, because Thor streams 12 hours a day, I'm not always able to get a hold of him to ask him questions, but there are different streamers that have answers to a lot of the questions I have and stuff like that out there. Although I cannot for the life of me figure out why YouTube worked once and hasn't worked since. Actually, it worked twice, but hasn't worked since, even though it's all the same settings and everything's turned on correctly. And it's not bandwidth, because I'm getting 900 up and down from the fiber that comes into the house. So, but I'll figure it out. Hopefully next week. If not, I do have like I said, I have a way now to upload those videos after the stream. So basically my schedule after the stream is get the video ready for YouTube to be uploaded to. Update all the pages, like the movie of the day, the shirt of the day. Add to the reading list, because I need to add shot by shot to the reading list. I need to find the book too, because I had it here. There's the art book. Why the hell did I have stepped outside my lighting and now I'm blue. But damn, it's not under the trash can. It's not on the floor where the others are. Maybe I took it in the other room. Maybe I started reading it again. That's not possible. Another thing I want to show you guys is this, and these are not. These are things that I found in Europe, and I think it's actually quite cool. So I don't know if they have them here, but I found them in bookstores there. Is they have like old books, like this is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and it's the original cover, but they refill them with blank pages if the book's like too far gone inside. They refill them with blank pages so that you can use them for notes and stuff like that. So I found this one of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and my theory was this: is if I hold it upright, I would fill this page, the front page, with all my good thoughts. If I turn it upside down, then I could fill all that page with my bad thoughts. So it would be technically a real Jekyll and Hyde book. But the fact that they use old books as to make blanks is awesome. This one is I Come from the Stone Age, and it's the same thing. It's just a blank book, but they're really nicely like leather bound and stuff like that, because they're using the original covers from the original books. I like those, but you can find those in pretty much any bookstore there. And in Cambridge, where I was, the bookstores were all over the place, and so there were books in there from hundreds of years ago, which was just really cool. I was just joking with you anyway. I am flipping between you and Thor. No, I know. I'm happy either way. I'm learning streaming, where he's way ahead of me and professional on it. I have my things above him. He has his things above me, and it's good. I like actually having him there, because if I have a problem, I can talk to him quickly about it and get it over with. Bar Bear, we met briefly at 6 Foot. My last day in creative services was your first. I've always regretted that I didn't get a chance to work together. I've been holding that in for years. Anyway, I'm really glad to see you doing well and thriving on stream. Interesting. Okay, well, Bar Bear, if you ended the day I started, I'm trying to remember. Yeah, that was quite a few years ago. It was 2016, right in that area. No. Yeah, 2016, 15, 16. Without your real name, and I'm not saying post it in any way, shape, or form here, but without your real name, I apologize. I do not remember you. And even if it was the first day and then you were gone, that team was a really, really fun team. And they made some really, really cool stuff, and I love them. I will drink to them with my cup that we made together. I love Thor stream, but leave when you come online, because this reminds me of games I grew up playing. Oh, I'm glad that I can bring some nostalgia to the room. Yeah. What was seeing the first? Like I said, I was 9. It was scary to me, because what I envisioned things were in my head was not what I was seeing. Also, my vision was not good. It was 700, 750. I don't know exactly what those mean, but it basically means you can't see shit. Legally blind, even once my pupils were open. It took a while to get over just the sensory overload that was going on. And I really liked nighttime because I could turn the lights off and feel comfortable again. But yeah, it was a freak out type thing. And my brother didn't help much. My older brother was just a nightmare. But I like both streams, but I focus more on your stream more since you started because you're more laid. I am laid back. Yeah, I am. I've noticed that comment quite a few times, and even Thor had told me when we were talking on the phone the other day. He goes, people say that they really like your stream because you're just like chill. I'm like, well, that's how I am. So I'm glad that it's coming across. You know, it is what it is. Do you plan to play more co-op games with Thor? No. No. I learned long ago, once my kids started getting older, not to play games with my children. And Thor will agree. And if he doesn't agree, just ask him, will you play Monopoly with your dad? That's all you have to ask him. And he will explain why that's not going to happen. Because I rule the Monopoly board. Absolutely rule it. Even when you think that there's no hope for me to win that game, I win that game. I don't know why. It's just been one of those things. But no, I don't. No, for me, most of my gaming experience is about my experience. And even like at Blizzard, when the first time I raided, it was a nightmare. So I never raided again in WoW. I talked about that before. But I like... the best part about games is just going in there and doing them and then saying, okay, I did that. But no, I do not plan on co-oping with Thor. I mean, we may do simulcast streams of talking to each other, but I don't think we're ever going to play a game together, no. Please look at this message. Just making sure you don't miss it, as you weren't directly... What? Please look at this message. I did look at it. And I don't know who Darebear69 is. Is that what it is? Darebear? At this moment. If he was only there for the first day, I don't remember him, and I apologize. Oh, this is Thor's dad. Hi, Thor's dad. Oh, okay. Well, surprise. Thor does have a dad. He was not formed from mud. Well, he kind of was, but yeah. You guys are not, no, we don't, no, we are who we are. One of the things I hope that I instilled in my boys is that they always just be who they are. I used to, when I was a lot younger, before the kids, I used to change who I was based on who was in the room. And what I realized in my 20s is that's exhausting. Why not just be me? So I like this, what you're seeing here, what you're hearing me, how I deal with things, all that kind of stuff. This is me. It's not going to change if Mel Brooks walked in the room, it won't change. If any hero that I've ever had walks into the room, it won't change. If the poorest person in the world walked in, it won't change. I am going to be me because it's easier to just be who you are than to try to remember who you are supposed to be because that person's here. It's no fun doing that. It's not something I like to do. But yeah, we are, what you're seeing with both of us is we are who we are, you know, and you can take it or leave it. We're not malicious, but we are going to say what's on our minds, and we're not going to pull punches. One of the things that I got complimented with a lot at Blizzard was people would come to talk to me when they were frustrated or stuff like that. And I would ask them why, and they go, well, because I know you're going to tell me the truth. You're going to tell me how you feel about it. You're going to tell me what your concerns are about it. And that's what I do. I go, well, isn't that what you came here for? Regarding you and Thor doing co-op, How about grouping up in a game together as you both play on the same side? No. I'm very, very, very not share game with people person. I want to go play the game. You know, if the first time you say, why did you pick that up? I want that. I will never play co-op with you again. Ever. No, doesn't matter who you are. That's why, like I said, that's why I've only raided once in WoW with my level 100 hunter, because the arguments afterwards over stuff and the arguments during the actual playing of who gets what, just no. I don't. If I was playing alone, I get all this stuff myself, and then I can equip my guy and then keep playing. Be yourself as everyone else is already taken. Well, that's true, but there are people that do change who they are, how they act, depending on who's in the room. And I feel sorry for them because, like I said, it's exhausting. Hope you're doing enjoying the streaming. Love the chill vibes in your dry sense of humor. Haha, dry. Well, here, let me get it wet. God, I'm going through that right now. 31. I dropped it and I finally have enough confidence to be good. Being authentic is absolutely awesome. Being just who you are and not having to worry about whether people like it or not. It's like, okay, I'm not your cup of tea. Okay, well, here's some coffee. Go over there. Whatever. Sometimes some people know the right answer. You just need someone to respect you. They respect to tell them why. That's just it. Is you're waiting for permission to be who you are from someone else. That makes no sense to me. You know, the only person you have to ask about whether you can be who you are is you, because you're the one that's doing it. Thor official comment: I do not play Monopoly with family members. Since the boys were kids, we've played Monopoly. I have beat them every single time. They have also, the last time we played, which was one of the game nights at the house, they and the other two people that were playing Monopoly with us ganged up on me, and I destroyed them. There are times when there are people, sometimes there's people that just, for lack of a better way to put it, a game likes. No matter what they do, they're going to end up winning that game. And I have caused more flip the boards in board games with Monopoly than any other game, simply because for some reason, and I don't cheat, I follow all the rules and do all that stuff, but for some reason that particular game likes me, and every roll will be wrong for everybody else. Everything else will be wrong for everybody else. It absolutely destroys the kids and makes them just like, I'm never playing this game with you again. So yes, he is absolutely right. I do not play Monopoly with family members. He learned long ago. Yeah. Yeah, my this person says my vision was 2400. Mine was 2070, 750 and 2700. So when they first when I got my first pirate glasses. How about Risk? Risk is another one that won't play. Yeah, I like Risk. I used to like Risk a lot. So yes, I'm a Monopoly power player, but I think it's only with when in a simple setting. I think if I ever like tried to compete at it, I'd probably just completely screw it up. Because for me, it's more about, for lack of a better way to put it, I think it's more about just crushing my children at a game. And when you get older and you have your kids and you're playing games with your kids, especially boys, not so much with girls, but when you're playing with boys, there is a certain amount of I must take you out. that is a lot of fun. And it's in a joking manner, even though they do take some of it serious, where, like I said, they will not play Monopoly with me ever again. May I ask what condition you have? What? I don't know if there's actually a name for it. Originally, someone's asking what the name of the condition is for my vision. I don't know. Originally, my pupils didn't open, and I don't know if they had a name for it then. Then had really thick monster glasses forever. In 1984, I had surgery on both eyes called radiokeratotomy. And this was before LASIK existed, which I wish I would have waited 4 more years for LASIK. It probably would have helped. But what radiokeratotomy does is it goes in your eye and it cuts little wagon wheel slits in your eye around your pupil, around your iris, and it reshapes your eye. The theory was that it would reshape your eye to improve your vision, and it did for a little while. But the problem is that as you age and get older, that those wagon wheel cuts keep reshaping your eyes, so your vision never stays the same. So I have to get my glasses changed every year, not because of normality, but because my eyes change so much and they move around so much that there's a... Why isn't there a subscription button? I don't know. I'll have, like I said, I'm having trouble with YouTube, so I don't know. Yes, and because of that surgery, I can never have LASIK. Because what LASIK does is it cuts a layer, that outer layer off, folds that back, lasers your lens, then folds that thing back. Because of the wagon wheel cuts that are in my eyes from the first surgery, if they were to cut that off to fold it back to LASIK it, that whole piece would just fall apart. So no LASIK for me. If first time chat, Valhalazina, I'm sorry, Valeriza. Hello, why isn't there a subscription button? I need to look at that. YouTube is not fully functioning right now. Apologize. Well, I'm still looking into that. Yes, it is too late for LASIK. We just covered that. I think we're good here. Needs at least 100 hours before you throw money. I don't know about that. Thor explained to me the monetization thing. I don't fully get it, but when it comes to that, then I will definitely deflect to him to say, okay, what do I do here? How does this work? Yeah, should it happen? Come on, give me a bubble. You didn't give me a bubble. Ah! Damn you. Damn you all to hell. Oh, wow. It says, I was born prematurely and I only have vision in one eye. My right eye is medically dead. Oh. I would have come up with a Cyclops name for that, but that sucks. But by the same token, I'm glad that you can see anything. That's actually awesome. Do I know what my visual acuity is now? No. In fact, I haven't been to the eye doctor in a couple of years. I've been kind of putting it off. The best pair of glasses I ever got was from a eye doctor in Tustin, California, which is about 6 years ago. The problem with that is, and I kept the pieces of them, but when I was in the UK, I would ride my bike everywhere. And being from California, didn't understand ice on the ground, and I had slid out and took a huge tumble on a bridge, and my glasses just shattered. The frames just came all apart and all that stuff. So I kept them so that I could use them with the eye doctor. Say these are the ones that were perfect for me. But the problem is they had to get special permission. The eye doctor in Tustin, had to get special permission from the lab to do the prisms that were needed to line my eyes up. So he was the first one ever to get it perfect right, and it was awesome. You should practice with the other two before resetting. Oh yeah, that goes back to what we were talking about before, is why doesn't it just reset them? So if we jump, wow, that was me making a lot of mistakes really quick, but it working out. Woohoo! Eric can make it, but he has jumping abilities, so. No, I'm not doing 8-hour streams. I got about 39 more minutes for my 2.5 hours today. I got my timer over here. So when you hear the baking timer go off, it means your joy is done, or it should be done. Let's see if we can get let's get Mr. I fight them all across. He needs a special set. Come on, give me a bubble. Give me a bubble you can walk to. Oh, almost missed that one. Oh, gonna fall straight down. We're waiting for the bubble for him. That's the one. I'm thinking if I can get Balog high enough, he could probably float most of the way across. Or no, sorry, Olaf. If I can get Olaf high enough. I wish I could repeat my glasses success. I use basically a loop. Cool. You know, because one of the things, like I have an Oculus, and I've used it a couple times, but there are places that will make your glasses lenses for your Oculus, so you can put them inside, which is really cool. That way you don't have to wear your glasses inside the Oculus. But there's companies that do make that. Since we got everybody, okay, now we're gonna go. Other than the key, oh, Almighty Thor, bring everybody back. Okay, sorry, I almost forgot. Prescription lenses always. You know, if you look, like this one gives my eyeball a nice big eyeball. Good. That's my bad eye. You got good eye, you got bad eye. And they don't talk to each other all that much, except for in the visual cortex. And the conversations they have are just not polite. That's all I'm saying. They're not a friendly group. Okay, Eric, come on up. See, another thing that I had on the perfect glasses was it would not reflect the lights on it, because I would do interviews and stuff like that. So what's the name for the... I don't know what the name of the followers for Your Joy are. I know that Jason has his goblins, which is good, or Thor has his goblins. What I'm probably going to ask is that you guys give me a name for yourselves. What do you want to be called? Because I don't want to give you a name that would not fit. How do you use an Oculus but get vertigo playing? It's because of the frame rates. The frame rate in the Oculus seems to be correct, whereas with first-person shooters, if they if they set the megahertz wrong, it does a weird thing, gives me vertigo, but the Oculus doesn't. Someone has said, can we call ourselves the children of the All-Father? Oh, please no. There it is again. The children of... The Allfather. Maybe if we rearrange yearlings? Ooh, that's funny. My yearlings. Horde, for the horde. Go horde or go home. The yearling sounds cool. Yearling. And so, we say goodnight to the yearlings. Yeah, keep from getting into like an old Yeller condensation thing. A lot of FPS games have motion blur turning on by default. I don't know. It's because I never played them. Like I said, there's only one that I ever played and I loved it, which was Half-Life 2. It was a great first-person shooter and the first one that I was able to play without just getting sick to my stomach. And loved it. Absolutely loved it. Okay, let's see about getting everybody across. Olaf, you were the problem child last time. Let's see if we can float you onto. Damn it! Every exact same thing every fucking time. You ever get called out to a hoarder house? Oh yes, of course. Yeah, the plumbing thing was it was not fun. It was the 80s. In the 80s, plumbing was not fun. Well, not that plumbing could ever be fun. I mean, some redneck hoe down stuff to it. Held a message for the reason. Race, ethnicity, or religion. Allow will post it to chat. What? Okay. So right now, yearlings seems to be the raise yearlings. Ha, funny. Yearling seems to be the front runner. I don't know what this message is from Automod. I don't know who Automod is. Oh, I guess that's someone helping. Bring some redneck hoe down stuff to it. Yeah, yearlings could work. Yeah, because yearlings are it's also a word for like baby deer. Like, isn't it? Is it? Yearlings is a baby deer, isn't it? I could be wrong. Joylings, that doesn't roll off the tongue. Yeah, I was a plumber for 8 years, 9 years, and absolutely hated it. Did the job, but I'm circlings. But yeah, it's not a job that I would wish on anybody. It's just not fun, and I'm sure now with COVID and all the different diseases that are out there, I'm sure that plumbers are basically going in hazmat suits at this times. You know, so you can call us yearlings. We will refer to ourselves as the children of the Allfather. The horse early. Yes, my young yearlings. Between 1 and 2 years old. Oh. The Joyers? No. That doesn't appeal to me. A yearling is apparently a young horse. Okay. Well, and horses are at their prime at 3, right? Aren't they? Joey buds. No. Okay, I want to ask someone curious about getting into game design and 3D game art. What do you recommend someone to work on to get in the industry? Right now, I'm working on a little general art degree and working on basic art skills and trying to go from. Yeah, well, yes, that's the best place to start. What you have to find which art genre, for lack of a better way to put it, or style is your art style or genre. then you have to go and say, okay, where does that fit in? And then you have to expand that out, because if you only do one genre, like I was saying the other day, is you can't. No one's going to hire you if you only do one thing. They're going to hire you. They're going to hire you for you've been able to do multiple things. So yes, start with drawing. Start with getting that skill up. Then learn 3D. Learn every kind of art you can. Joy Ray's Your Joy's Rednecks. That's funny, but no, I wouldn't do that to you guys. Wait, if we're the children of the All-Father and Thor is Joy Ray's son, does that mean we're all Thor's siblings? That's what people have been trying to push towards. You are not Thor's siblings. Thor stands alone. Granted, Loki's out there, but he lives far away. So, and then there it is. Yes, he's our dad. Okay. I don't know about the name Joy Ray's. Joy. No. I'm leaning towards yearlings. Although Your Joy's Rednecks is funny, it's more, that would be more of a fighter squadron, like a flying fighter squadron, I think. Pretty old. Let me check. Pretty sure horses can get, yeah, they can get pretty old, but I think that they're in their prime at 3 years, if I remember correctly. Let me get my, let me look at this real quick, because I have a message from, yearlings are any animal a year old. It's just another word for toddler. Okay. So yearlings is a word for toddler. I don't know if you want to be called a toddler. Thank you, Twyla. I know you're out there. Unless you're sneaking into my house and delivering me water. I know you're out there. Jehovah's what? Jehovah's Witnesses. Oh. Oh, that's funny. No, that would be cruel. Thor does not have a brother anymore. Yes, he does. Thor has a brother. Yearbillies. There's a possibility there too. There are hello, Yearbillies. Oh. Or the Beverly Yearbillies. Jack of all trades would be a downside, since I wouldn't necessarily be master of anything. No, you would. What I'm saying is, become the master of the thing that you want to do most. 100% always have that. But it's like just like adding on DLCs. Add DLCs to that one mastery. It's not you're all over the place. You have your one mastery at all times. But your DLCs are what are going to keep you coming back. I know we can't be full children, but will you accept us as redheaded stepchildren? Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It's funny because when I was in the UK, I used that term once and they didn't know what I was talking about. They go, "What did you say?" I go, "You beat him like a redheaded stepchild." And they go, they never heard that term. So I found that absolutely funny. Okay, I think that I guess the auto mod is something that Twitch has. And apparently it considers the word rednecks as a derogatory term. I didn't understand how this worked, but there's two things here saying rednecks is a derogatory term, so we probably shouldn't use that one. Yearlings equal toddler. That sounds about right for us. Okay. Yeah. Level redacted yearling. We only have 7 brain cells. That's not true. I'm sure you have at least 12. Call you imps. Young demons is his logic. Okay. Earbuds. Because we are buds of your joy. And like earbuds, we are here to listen to interesting things. Earbuds is close. Yearlings is close. We will put up a survey. I'll figure out how to put a survey up, and we'll work this out. I don't think this is something that we're going to answer today, but I think that next week we should come to a good. We'll put a survey up next week on Monday, and by Friday we will have our answer. Unfortunately, based on what looks like, we could be the kangaroos. You know, when you say kangaroos, the first thing I think about is Tank Girl. Do you remember Tank Girl? Did you ever watch Tank Girl? Yearlings. What were those? They didn't call them kangaroos. They called them something else. In Tank Girl, the Ruse. Okay. And I think was Ice-T one of the Ruse in that movie? I'm trying to remember. We got Yearlings on there. The Billy Rays. Yeah, I'll have to go through this and pull all these out. I just got reminded of the movie Kangaroo Jack. Oh yeah, I remember that one. I think I have that one in my Plex. Yearlings. Yearlings is still a top contender. Rednecks is out because Twitch apparently doesn't like that. Apparently that's derogatory. I would prefer yearlings over toddlers. I'm sorry, I'm going back through this because I want to write down some of the better ones. Large pool of people, and we can vote over days. Yeah, it's the idea is for me to put it up on Monday, and then by the end of next week, Friday, we'll have an answer. That way, there's lots of time to vote. But okay, that was one. Earbuds. I like the explanation too, because we are here to listen to interesting things. Well, not all earbuds listen to interesting things. I think more StarCraft lings. Okay, I think more of StarCraft's lings when hearing yearlings as a name. Yeah. Zerglings was one that someone mentioned, and we'll put it on there, but I don't think it's going to go anywhere. Because we can go redneck without going redneck. Like we could say the Joy Necks. That's funny. But we could call it like the Billy Ray Joe Bobs. No, that's too long, I think. Okay, Billy Ray Joe Bobs, we're out of here. No, it doesn't feel right. Also, maybe you use capital Y. Rays of Joy, because you are all my rays of joy. Year boys, but I'm assuming there's girls out there too, so I don't think year boys would be a good one. Joe ears? Joe ears? Joy ears? Joy ears? Joy ears. So like warriors, but joy ears. Warriors, come out and play. It's a good movie too, The Warriors. OG Blizzard Man. What? Tank Girl is a fun movie. If you haven't watched Tank Girl, it will definitely be on the movie of the day list. Yeah, it's Ice-T. Someone, I think it's Ice-T that is one of the Ruse. All right, let's look that up real quick. So I don't want to go away with leaving that hanging. Put the book down there. I'll go through that later. Let me go to this IMDb. Always quick set. Tank Girl. Is it? Who is the? Yeah, it's Ice-T. Ice-T is one of the Ruse in Tank Girl. Yep. Where's he at? Doop, 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 doop. Iggy Pop is Ratface. James Hong, he's in there. Yeah. Where's Ice-T? He plays T-Saint, which I believe is one of the Ruse. Yeah. Malcolm McDowell's in there. I love Malcolm McDowell. One of the movies that I'll put on there that you guys have probably never heard of is a movie called Time After Time, where Malcolm McDowell plays H.G. Wells. And the whole premise of the movie is that Jack the Ripper steals H.G. Wells' time machine and comes into the future, and then H.G. Wells, Malcolm McDowell, comes into the future to try to stop him and take him back. So it's a really good movie. It's a 70s movie, so it's definitely feels like the 70s, but yeah. Joey Ray next. Joy Billies. Year Billies. I prefer Year Billies over Joy Billies, but we'll see. But like I said, I'm trying to get something that kind of works, but is also Joymongers. Joymongers. That has some possibilities. Like I said, we will put up a survey. But please keep sending them in. Joyers. That reminds me of Warriors. Come out and play. Yeah, Lori Petty is Tank Girl. Really, she did a really good job. I think she was also in Orange is the New Black, if I remember correctly. She shows up in some of the weirdest places. Joy Fiends? Joy Fiends. I'll put it on there. I don't know. Oh my god, that's so cool. No wonder I recognize the style. What are we talking about here? Oh wow. Come out and play. Sully. Yeah, he plays Sully in Commando with Arnold Schwarzenegger. He goes, "Remember, Sully, when I said I'd kill you last, I lied." Amazing. Not fiends. Okay. Your Obamas? No. We're not going to do anything that resembles religion, politics, or anything else on this stream. It's just not going to happen. I was talking about Tank Girl comic. Yeah. That's like an impersonation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So on the list right now, we have Yearlings, Yearbuds, Zerglings, Ruse, Yearbillies, Joymongers, Joyers, and Joy Fiends. But I think that anything with Fiends was marked as no. So sorry about that. Yeah, we're gonna Joy Ray next. It does not. That your guys' name doesn't have to attach to me. Apparently, hillbillies is another one that's been marked by the thought police. Hillbillies is a unacceptable word. Oh, I see. It's asking me. Oh, I'm a freaking moron. It's asking me if these words are okay to use, not telling me they shouldn't be. Well, that one says I can't use it. Yeah, so redneck isn't giving me the choice to use it or not, but hillbillies is one that it says that I can allow or deny. Like I said, I'm still learning a lot about the streaming stuff. I don't know what all the rules are for this, so but apparently it's asking me, is hillbillies acceptable? Held a message, reasons, allow, posting chat. Your Joy, is hillbillies a derogatory term now as well? It's asking me. I don't think it is, but there may be people that are offended by it. Okay, it says we can't say hillbillies. Held a message. So maybe hillbillies is a derogatory term. We don't have to use that word. Arcolites, gnomes, goblins. No, goblins is taken. Gnomes. I am a gnome in the World of Warcraft. I'm a cook. Peons. No. No. I want something. Moon truckers. What? Plebes, no. It is, yes, peons is funny, but it's a little derogatory, and I don't think that's a good thing. Grunts is another one. It's just like, no. Because none of you guys are below anybody. You guys are all fucking awesome, so just deal with it. We're not going to do a name that at first glance gives you the impression that that you're not amazing, because you are. Just a random name. Joymongers is on the list. Yearlings is on the list. Your horde sounds appropriate, but maybe... I'm horde all the way. Always will be. Go horde or go home. That is what we say. Joy horde. No, that's weird. The beards? No, that's the connotations to that are just like, no, that doesn't work. Joey horde. No. For the horde. Always. That's a hayseed. No, hayseed's another one that just no. I mean, I grew up, because of my family, I grew up watching Hee Haw a lot, and they use that word a lot, but it just, no. Says Thor may not be able to grow a beard right now, but he will be able to. I couldn't grow a beard till I was in my 40s. So he's just going to have to wait. Yeah, hayseed's not a good... It's a derogatory term, in my opinion. You just tried saying what? Whiz nerds. Well, to this eclectic group of D&D players, they would take it as wizard nerds. But other people would take that as piss nerds. Yeah, 40s. I didn't grow facial hair till I was in my 40s. It looked exactly like Thor's before that, where it was just like these little one hair coming out of all kinds of different places. Yeah, I have other book recommendations. Like I said, I'm gonna put Shot by Shot up today as a book recommendation. I'm also going to put the movie recommendation up and stuff in the Discord. Vikings. Vikings of Odin. Is this knowledge? Is this knowledge? Thor is blessed with regarding the beard. No, he will not have a beard till he's older. It's just not going to happen. I didn't have one till I was older. Couldn't grow one. Anytime I tried to grow one, it looked terrible. Since we started with the games Lost Vikings, I'll put Vikings of Odin on there, and then there'll be a sub as just Vikings. And then just Vikings. But we will see. Joy Scouts, no. Joy Seekers, no. I'm going to overroll some of these. It took me until this year to actually grow facial hair in a way I liked. I'm 37. So there might still be hope for Thor. Yeah, there might be. You know, it depends on what he gets from his mom's side, because I don't remember any of the males on his mom's side actually having beards, but we'll see. Son of the Jets. Definitely not Joy Seekers. Is that one that's on there? No, it's not one I saved. I'm no rake. Okay, I'm not sure what that means. I'm thinking, damn it. Okay, think. You have all the time you want. Or you have about 9 minutes. Zerglings, I think, is 2 on the nose. Corn-fed? What? I mean, don't get me wrong. Some of the best cattle are corn-fed. So, give you some good feeders. The jokers. The corn-fed. Gnomes would work. Could work. Hearthstone has an expansion of gnomes. Goblins. How about Watchers? Well, the Watchers are in the lore for the Highlander series, where they've been watching the Immortals. Oh, that might work. They've been watching the Immortals throughout time. Yeah, the Cobras now. It's 2 Cobra Kai. I will put Moon Trucker on there, but I don't think it's gonna. But I will also have to look up any negative connotations on the internet that goes with that. So we'll see if it works out. We could be the snowflakes, no, because you're going through all the Blizzard games, and we were a Blizzard dev, and you were a Blizzard dev. No, it's funny because my book, and I'll have to pull the title page I put together up for it was My Tracks in the Snow and other stories. A Blizzard Tale is what the name of the book was. Silver Monkeys. Yeah. Because you mentioned classic rock, and I thought about Deep Purple. Huh? Thor is afraid of being gnomed. I'll have to talk to him about that. He shouldn't. Horrible horsepower. What about peasants? No. Hello, my woos. Silver Monkeys keeps coming up. AC/DC and Motorhead. Yep. Oh God, he didn't know about gnoming. No, I don't know about gnoming. I'm sorry. Like I said, Thor does his thing. I do stop in now and then, but I don't. I'm not able to watch every 12-hour day that he does. It's just I just can't. It's not about him. It's just about I got things to do. What about the Inklings? Yeah, an inkling is a momentary thought, right? Like I have a undefined thought, unrealized thought. How about that? Is that what I'm looking for? Why is this? Oh, I guess this is how to. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Why is this on here? I need to take that out. I think I accidentally copied something I shouldn't have. Yes, Ice-T was a one of the Roos. Joy Ray's villagers. Stay a while and listen. God, I used to be able to do that. Stay a while and listen. Can't do that anymore. Xenophobes. Huh? Xenomorphs. The engineers. Space jockeys. Game over, man. Potentials. Hey, potentials. Greater goblins. How did I come up with my name? It's just an anagram of my real name. My real name is Joey Ray. It's one word, spelled Joeyray. And it was given to me by redneck parents. Not my fault. It's just how it is. Joey Ray's Unwashed Villagers. The JUVs. My cult is of Odin, so Thor must admit he has a cult. No, he claims it's not a cult. JUVs. Okay. We'll put JUVs on there. Village kids. Da, 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 da. That sound like God. What is the car kids that do that commercial? Sound like the village? Is that what the village kids are? We're the village kids. We live in the village. Mama makes us go to the well and get water. The juvies might work. So you're all criminals. We need to get a name that we can have a good mascot for. Okay, so it's an anagram. Yes, it's an anagram. Oh, something over here. Joy all around you. Oh, that's odd. Oh, wow. The color spectrum on the chat just changed. Ravens. What about whispers? Dayjoys. We may come back to just the goblins. We'll see. No. Or the gnomes. I'll put gnomes on there. And then I'll have to find out from Thor what his problem with gnomes is. Assassination. Joyray's Cult Assassination Association. Aha. Wow, I can read, honest. Boglings. Is that like the boggles? Is that the group, the Boggles, that wrote Radio Killed Video Killed the Radio Star? That was by lyrics. Here's the lyrics, and it's by the Buggles. That's right. And what's funny is one of the Buggles went on to, I think it's Farscape. She's the purple girl on Farscape. Let me turn that off. Sorry, I got distracted by something. Yes, is it? No, I think I may have the wrong one. No, it's the right one. Where's the girl? Oh, here she is. Virginia Hay. Yeah, I think that's her. She was in the group the Boggles that wrote and performed the very first video on MTV, which was Video Killed the Radio Star. And she's the purple plant lady in Farscape. But she was one of the singers in the Boggles. Sorry, I sometimes I just remember really stupid stuff, but I was watching Farscape last night, so that's probably why it came up. Time to baste, yes. Your joys needs basting. All right, well, we didn't get through this level, but now we know that we're on the right one. We will probably continue on Monday. I will try to, depending on what my schedule is for the weekend, I may come in and try to finish this level and maybe one more. But I will definitely be back on Monday at the same time. And I have a lot of technical issues I need to still work out, but we are getting there. So I will say goodbye to our yearlings, yearbuds, zerglings, ruse, yearbillies, moon truckers, JUVs, joymongers, joyers, Vikings of Odin, watchers, and gnomes. I think I got them all, but I will go through. There was another one that came up called on Discord called the Joyriders. But like I said, I'll re-go through all of this and come up with all the names that were put in there, and then we can just vote on them. Yep. Someone goes, "Oh my God, I got it! The Joyriders." That one may win. We will see. So thank you guys very much. Like I said, we will continue with Bubbles next time, and I will see you in. Let's see how long it's going to be. Let's move this to 09 and say start. And we are going to see you in 21 hours, 26 minutes, and 21 seconds. Thank you guys for everything. Like I said, we're going to start with the my outline, and I'll start talking about stories within that outline so that I can keep things going, but I will still obviously be answering questions and stuff like that. And I will get the voting stuff put up so that you guys can vote on what you want to be called. And in the meantime, go over and watch Thor. Have a great day, or whoever else is out there. But we will see which wins next week. But we'll give it 5 days for people to vote. And I will ask politely that you only vote for the ones that you really want, not the ones that no joke votes, please. I appreciate it. Not on this one. We'll have joke vote stuff later. But thank you guys. And I will talk to you all soon. Bye for now.